I have to do it.
It's like you're fucking standstill type of deal.
I have to do it in every
Yes.
single episode, even though it's
Yes.
been 6 months since we did it once.
Very, very, very true. And hello, everyone, and welcome to the Stella and Krevzz podcast.
Oh, I'm Stella.
And I'm every fucking time.
Shut up. Shut up.
And I'm Krevzz, and welcome to the podcast. Hope you guys are, enjoying yourselves. Make sure to grab yourself a snack and make yourself some water or some type of drink, and hope you guys enjoy yourselves. We are personally going to be talking about, a few things. Mostly mental health kind of stuff. But before we get into that, if you're wondering about our little setup, this is Stella's homeworld, and we're just
Yeah.
chilling out, we're vibing. I don't know, we just want like a different type of vibe. This world is it's pretty cool. I mean, I enjoy it personally. So what we're going to be talking about is mental health. But before we get on that, because I know probably some of you guys are probably asking questions, how am I doing in the medical side since Christmas? Well, let's see here. Definitely doing a lot better. I've gained quite a bit of weight and such, and sweet. I forgot to take off the notification sound for the stream part. But Sweet Marie, thank you very much for doing the Unknown Eyes. Really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying yourself. But anyways, for the medical side, I'm definitely doing a lot better. I'm not at 100% currently, but I'm definitely doing a lot better. I've gained quite a bit of weight. Some things I still cannot relatively eat. Still get some pain here and there. Still get some tightness here and there. But my sister has definitely been my rock through the entire situation. Been going to counseling as well, because a little bit of mental health does go a long way. So that's what's been personally going on with me, anyways. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. So, um, um, so first things first, just we're just gonna talk about just generally like mental health stuff, mostly because it does get talked a lot about, but like I thought, you know what, how about we like talk about me and Stella's experience, because I mean, we definitely grew up in two different ways, sort of thing, and we both kind of handle mental health in in our own kind of regard type of thing, right?
Mhm.
So first things first, at least just talking about just in general. Like you could probably like chime in at any given point while I'm talking about this, but like I was not really crazy about the whole mental health thing. What I mean by that is, I kind of had the mindset for the longest time that, hey, just stay strong type of thing, don't show emotions, all that kind of stuff. But then again, that's like the social stigma of being a
Yeah.
man, right?
Yeah,
Like,
don't show your motor because be shown as weak.
yeah, exactly. And, for the longest time, that's exactly how I was. Well, especially like my family brought me up that way too. And, it made things, a lot more difficult.
Mhm.
So with that, actually trying to properly learn that, hey, it's okay to show emotions, or it's okay to show like
Open up.
sympathy, yeah, and empathy,
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. It was definitely very, very, very difficult. I mean, talking with my counselor, especially because I kind of like closed myself off, especially during my road to recovery. Like, I did not share what was going on with me. Like, a lot of people were like concerned about me because they would see me changing for the worse, but I would just be like, oh, don't worry about it, it's fine, this and that. But like deep down, I was like terrified. I was
Yeah.
freaking the fuck out every single day.
I
Um,
remember when in Black Cat, you the first time I saw you cry,
yeah, during Christmas time.
and I was happy that you like opened up finally
Mm.
after so long.
Well, that was also kind of like when I like hit my limit. But you saw though that like I was crying, but like I was like still not showing like it was so weird. My body was showing emotions, but I wasn't showing emotions. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, well, you saw it. Like I only shed like maybe like 3 tears, and then like my body like recuperated, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm fine. You know.
Yeah, but you cried a decent bit.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was just because like just thinking about like Christmas and stuff, because I couldn't
Yeah.
enjoy Christmas while being in pain because like I was so worried about that, right? And
Yeah.
not having any answers. Oh yeah, that's also another thing too with my medical stuff. I don't have answers yet, but I'm not letting it bug me. That's what I'm still going to counseling for. But anyways, back on track. Um, no, it's just I mean that was kind of like my breaking point. But well, because that's when I really want to actually like get better in a medical sense, right? And
Hmm.
it was a struggle. Definitely. Not just on the physical side, but on the mental side as well, because just trying to change your mindset about, well, for my case, like eating, um, because my doctor, they couldn't really figure out anything wrong with me, so they kind of just summed up as like an eating disorder. But I mean, I could see that, but also cannot see that. I don't know, man. But it was very difficult. Luckily, having someone there, especially, well, my sister, uh, definitely made things a lot better. And also, still planning on doing a Christmas in July with my father and my sister as well. Like, we're actually gonna take out
Yeah.
like Christmas decorations and doing all that kind of stuff, right? Because um, well, especially because I don't know about like your family, but with my family, I mean, we talked about this on the Christmas episode.
Yeah.
But Christmas was definitely a big thing in my family for a very long time. But when my mom passed, we didn't really do it as much. Mostly because family drama and all that kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
on top of that, uh, just thinking like, wow, the one time a year, where like our entire family can actually like go hang out and do stuff together, is like no more. And now like I don't
Yeah.
see my half sisters, I don't see my nieces or my nephews anymore. Like the last time I've seen them, no joke, it's been since 12 years ago now, give or take.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So about 12 years ago. Because the last time I did see them was around when my mom passed. I've not seen them ever again. So,
Oh.
yeah. But that's why I'm doing the Christmas in July because, well, I told my father about that because some Australians do Christmas in July because it's not cold, but it's relatively colder there. So
Yeah.
I already got that planned. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much what's going on with me and other things. Definitely a lot more. Well, trying to be more open, more happy-go-lucky, and to a certain degree, it's definitely helping a lot. Um, I think the whole reason why I became more like a robot, I guess you could say, at least in my case, messy breakup, this and that, like I explained to you in the Black Cat a long time ago,
Yep.
and just being emotionless, just it helped me cope from me doing like a bunch of stupid shit. Well, I remember, like I told you, like that's when I like started smoking weed, started doing really stupid shit at the time,
Hmm.
and I didn't want to do that shit anymore.
Yeah.
So, but now this is sort of like the new rebrand of I guess Krevzz, in a way, trying to actually show more emotions, try to be more compassionate, this and that.
Top 10 successful rebrands.
I guess so. Um, well, that's like another thing a lot of people don't realize, that people act in a certain way most of the time because either A, that's how they were brought up, or B, because something has happened. And most of the time it's like a defense mechanism, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, like for all I know, like how the way that you act could, in some characteristic, could be like a defense mechanism. I don't know if anything you can like name or anything like that.
Uh,
Like a characteristic about you.
no, I just I'll just be myself. Nothing is really a defense mechanism for anything.
All right. I mean, that's fair.
I'm just open.
Well, I'm open too, but also like closed off in the like the emotional department. Like,
I mean, I don't care.
mm,
I'm like open about everything.
mm. Well, you know me, I was open about everything, but like on the emotional side or like anything that was like deep, nope.
So you're not open about everything.
Yeah, like majority of things. But
That's like when people say, "Oh yeah, I listen to every kind of music except country."
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But
Like, did you have any mental health questions?
I mean,
Topics or something?
I could come up with some on the fly.
Doesn't matter.
All right. Well, one that just came into mind. Actually, I always wanted to talk about this on the podcast because we kind of talked about it on the first episode a little bit, but I wanted to get more like in depth with it.
Okay.
So, using
Ready or go.
using virtual virtual reality just in general as an escape. We talked about this. It's a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
In your personal opinion, because someone asked me this question, like, "Oh, well, how much is too much?" Now, I want your opinion. How much is too much? Because of course, like me and you can have two different answers to this.
How much? Too much to what? Too much of what? Like this?
Yeah, like too much, like VR chat, like as like an escape.
To the point of living in it.
Okay, I mean
Like,
that's valid.
cause I've seen and met a few people that actually live in this game. Like
Same.
they sleep in this game, they eat in this game, and they shower in this game.
Right.
Like there's a person, I don't remember his name, but he literally took a bath with his headset on. And he
Jesus.
lost hair in the middle of his head because he lived in this game.
Mm.
I'm like, I don't know how you could do that for that long.
Mm.
Like, I would actually go insane. I could not.
Mm.
I mean, this game is fun, and there is a lot of nice things to, like, look at and explore. Like, this world's pretty nice.
Right.
There's a nice ass fire.
I mean, a really good example. If I can move the cup, I'm just gonna put it right there. Nice little moon.
Yeah. That really close ass moon.
Mm.
Yeah, but
I think I think they realized that they were in the shot. Yeah, someone else is in the world here with us, but they're not, and they don't
you
want to
can
be on
come
camera.
back, you know. You can come back.
You're fine. Don't worry, you're not in the shot anymore.
Yeah, you're all good.
No, because well, we did talk about it like quite a bit, but it's just like just seeing, especially during COVID. Well, here I noticed it a lot when VR first started becoming a thing,
Mhm.
but then even like during COVID, that's when it like got a lot worse. And I completely understand like for the people who are social butterflies, and I totally get that. But it's just like
Yeah.
this game, it can be fun, but sometimes like mentally, it just fucks you up hard.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Like especially because well, like
It helps. It helps though.
yeah,
Like
well that's what I
with
mean.
like
It's a
gender
double-edged sword.
dysphoria and stuff, and
Like
like anxiety and like other mental stuff.
oh yeah, like I'm always gonna say this no matter what. A big thing, especially at least in my opinion, is like that is like really beneficial are like people who are trans and like furries and stuff. Like
Yeah.
those are like the like the big ones. And I'm very glad that at least like trans people can at least in some kind of way be in at least be in a body that they are comfortable with. But it's not just like in a
Yeah.
2D screen. Like you can physically see
Yeah.
your body
Like
changed.
yeah.
Like
And like there's like places you can go now to help with other like the trans academy. Like they have like the voice what's it called? Like voice training stuff
yeah,
now. And
yeah,
they have a
exactly.
whole world for it.
Yeah, shout
And
outs
like
to the Trans Academy.
ever since the like groups became a thing, like I'm more than sure it has helped a lot of like people with like mental stuff and like the gender dysphoria and trans and stuff.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. Like,
Like
yeah,
now I see a bunch of um like like events going on with like certain things that people have.
mm, well, especially with like the group stuff. Like the group stuff, I thought was like an amazing idea, and like you can make
Yeah.
instances for said groups. Like, I thought, oh, it's just gonna be a bunch of like meme groups, and there are like stupid meme groups, which is true.
Verified. These are kink.
Yeah.
Those
And,
are
well,
losers.
ones that we're in right now, legendary users.
Yeah, but these are the good ones. These are the good ones
Yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah.
These are the good
They're not like memes and shit, but no, actually seen like proper like groups of people like showing their support for, well, a big one that I saw was like showing support for like gay pride. Like that was like one
ones. Yeah.
serious one that I saw. Trans groups, furry groups, gaming groups that are like hobbies that are outside of like VR chat.
You know, like cars and stuff, and like
Yeah,
music ones, and like autism, ADHD, and all this other stuff.
yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like, it's sort of like a way for like you to like sort of like fit in, like in and
Yeah.
outside of VR, like VR
Yeah.
chat. Because I mean, well, I was talking with one of my friends, and they found a group who plays what was it, like Team Fortress 2. It's like a Team
Hmm.
Fortress 2 like group, and like they've been playing the game like for a very long time, but they don't have any friends who play it anymore. So they joined this group, and they saw like there was an instance, and like there were some people like in there like hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah.
And even some people who said like, oh, you're part of like the Team Fortress like 2 group. Oh, I still play Team Fortress 2, and they add each other on Discord or whatever and
Yeah.
started playing.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely like very very like beneficial. It's just, well, kind of like how we said, VR chat, like taking in strides is a very very big thing. Like I said, I understand people going overboard during COVID,
Hmm.
and but the problem is the whole fantasy over reality mindset just gets very skewed.
Oh yeah. And like I've met a bunch of like the groups and stuff like car groups.
Mm,
Like I've met so many car people that I just sit there and like talk for like 2 hours just about like cars
mm,
and just just having a night have a like really good conversation about it.
right. Yeah. I haven't really found. I actually no, that's a lie, because I'm part of like the Town of Salem group, like for
Hmm.
VR chat, and also I played on PC before I got sick. And so many people were like, "Yo, you play Town of Salem?" Like, yeah. They're like, "Yo, add me on Discord, add me on TOS and shit." I'm just like, "Oh yeah,
Hmm.
fucking bet, I'm down to play." Like, wow, I can actually find more people to actually play with, because, well, my group of friends who play like Among Us, Town of Salem, Werewolf, all that, they're nowhere
Yeah.
to be found anymore. Well,
Yeah.
you lose interest, or like you get interest into something else, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, Werewolf is a very old VR chat game in like 2017.
yeah. Well, also Werewolf was a game before it became a VR chat game. So same with Town of
Yeah.
Salem.
Yeah. But like it's a very old thing, and it's like the Never Have I Ever world. I miss you. Uh,
True. Yeah,
like
we were
like
discussing that.
yeah, like old VR chat worlds that either don't exist anymore or dead, like Presentation Room. Like Pug is surprisingly not dead, but
Mm. But I think the Pug is more or less the place to run to if you just don't feel like doing like quests. Like, okay, here, I'm
yeah.
gonna say this right now. The questy thing, like, it just being a bunch of children, like, I'm starting to find less and less children with quests. Like, it seems like the ones that, well, because I mentioned this during the Christmas episode, where
Hmm.
2020 it was just filled with kids. 2021 Christmas was like kids but like young adults, and I feel like 2022 Christmas, it felt like more like just, I don't know, like more like adults, like people just starting to get more interested into just virtual reality, right? And I feel like now, like, yeah, there's still like kids running around and stuff, but it's not like as bad, you know.
Yeah.
So the people who are like in the Pug and stay in the Pug because of the Quest kids, like, I don't know. Like I go to the Black Cat now, and like it's not really like tons of like children. I don't know about you, but
Uh, I mean, I find a mix. Mainly adults though.
mm,
Like I don't really see any like kids running around on Quest.
yeah, it's definitely a different time now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, this game has been out for a long time.
Yeah, I think it's also because kids now need to go back to school. I think that's also a big thing.
Well, get ready because it's almost summer. So
Oh yeah, that is true.
yeah.
Well, like I said, I don't play VR chat as much as I used to because I feel like to a certain degree, VR chat
That's true.
is kind of like one of my pinnacle things that I should not be doing while I'm trying to recover, type of thing.
Yeah.
But I do come in here like from time to time, just to see what's up.
Yeah.
But um, anyways, the 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 mental side, like the fantasy over reality, it's sometimes very very scary because like people who like actually had lives before COVID, start like actually still like started living like in this game, and some of them are still living in this game even though COVID in a way is pretty much done. You know?
Uh, Kinda done. It's still existing
Yeah, it's still existing, but it's not. Well,
for
it's
in a
not like
few places.
2020 numbers.
Oh, yeah, 100. Like over here, I see rarely anyone wearing a mask. I still wear a mask because I
Mm.
don't like people seeing my face.
Yeah, that's fair. That's valid. I mean, I personally wear a mask, but that's because like while I'm recovering, I haven't gotten my vaccine yet, and I know
Yeah.
it's still a thing. Like I've gone COVID. It was a
Uh-huh.
weaker strand, but I still had COVID.
Yeah,
So I,
I got a week. I got a week. What's it called? Week strand of COVID one time where I just had a headache and sore throat.
mm, but nah, it's just because like I still like see it now because there's some people who like even before like VR chat, like people just living like on the internet, and I've run into so
Yeah.
many people who, even though I try to explain to them like actually going out, like I understand the whole meme go touch some grass, I talked with my counselor about this, but me being like a hermit for years, like
Mm-hmm.
it does impact you on a very 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 deep level. And I mean, even with my counselor telling me like actually like go out and like actually like do stuff and all these other things, like I thought, oh, it's just the parents saying like, oh, go outside, it's a beautiful day type of thing. No, it
Mm-hmm.
actually does help you out like a lot. But like because like I in a way I did miss kind of going outdoors, but I couldn't because like I was too weak, I was too sick. um
Yeah.
but now actually like going out to events with like, well, my sister, we're attending a LGBTQ like event that's in my town. It's being made.
Was that the True Colors thing?
No, the True Colors was a school program to
Oh, okay.
discuss your personality basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Racist. Okay.
so yeah, it's like a personality base. I'll explain to you after the podcast. But
Okay.
yeah, it's just like, even though yeah, I've taken a break, a lot of people that I know still live in this game, and it is fucking.
Mm-hmm.
It's still worrisome because I thought, oh, after COVID they would like be done type of thing, but no, like it's nerve wracking to a certain degree. Like I'm actually like enjoying actually like going out and like not like meeting new people, well, sort of meeting new people like at LGBTQ events, doing school programs that are, with near a campus near me and like all these other things. And, it's actually like enjoyable, like actually being like out, you know.
Yeah.
But then again, not doing it for so long, it's gonna probably, you know, put some, it's gonna put some damage in you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but now I just like see like these other people and like I'm not even saying like oh, go out and like meet people, but like at least just like go out and like enjoy, enjoy life, what it has to offer. It's just because like on the other hand, a lot of people they just hate life because life
Yeah.
just sucks. But the thing is, I know it's an old saying, but it's definitely true. Life is only what you make it, And
Mhm.
life can throw you a million fucking curveballs, and that is so true. And you could be down and out, but like it's still your job. It's still you who has to make the effort and make the push to, to make it what you want it to be. If you want to get a job, like a certain job, you have to put in the effort. Like,
Yeah, back
because
to college and shit.
yeah, it's just the problem is a lot of people just make too many excuses. Especially in
Yeah.
especially in our age gap, a lot of people do
Yeah,
make excuses. And
that's what I do with like working out stuff. Like, oh yeah, I'll do it tomorrow.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I just don't do it that day.
Yeah. But it's just a lot of people need to realize that, you can do anything and nothing should hold you back and nothing will hold you back. Like, I don't care, like, what kind of, like, disabilities you have, this and that. Like, there's literally people with Down syndrome who are, like, working at businesses and stuff.
Yeah.
People with severe autism are working at businesses. You know, if
Yeah.
they
Well,
if they can do it, you can do it. Like, that's just my thought process
yeah.
now.
Yeah, that is a very true thing. Well, with like people with autism, like a lot of cases are like they are like good at this, like extremely well at this one thing,
Mm,
and that can help. That does help with like what's it called, like jobs and stuff.
mm,
Like I saw a video. It was about like autism and like kids and adults, and like if you put a kid in front of something that he doesn't like to do, he's not going to focus on it.
right.
He will like lose like all of his focus on it, and he just won't like concentrate on it. But if you put him in front of something that he does like, then he will like they will like tell you everything about it.
Mm,
Like that's how I am with like car stuff. Like I've talked to my mom about this, and she asked me saying, "Why don't why don't you like you remember all this stuff from like games and cards and stuff? Why don't you do that in school?" And I always tell her because that's something I like doing.
right.
Like I like learning about cars. I like talking about cars. I like, you know, doing everything that involves cars. That's what I really like to do, and I will fully concentrate on that. With school, I tried, but I failed at concentrating at it. Like I
Mm,
couldn't think. Like I've tried to concentrate on it and like do well. I just couldn't because I didn't like it.
mm. And I mean, yeah, it does make sense. It does. I mean, because like, well, I definitely know. I don't think I have autism. I don't believe I do. But like,
You can take a. I can link you this test I took called Autism 360,
mm,
and it's a very in-depth like questionnaire that
mm,
like gives you that you if you there's a possibility you do have it or
mm.
not.
Yeah, but of course,
I
it's
took
always
it.
good to
And,
get diagnosed, right?
yeah, like it's not a diagnosis
Mm,
thing. Like it's to like tell you like okay you might have it, so they recommend you like go see like an actual doctor to see if you do have it, because that's what I did.
mm,
And then I took a different test, and then I took this one, the Autism 360, um, like last week, and it showed that I have like high functioning autism.
mm. Like, I definitely did not like. Well, I did relatively understand about autism, but like on the hardcore spectrum, and I just thought whenever anyone says they have autism, that was just the case. It was the same thing with Asperger's too. Until well,
Yeah, like oh, if you have autism, you must eat crayons and eat sand.
yeah, to a certain degree, yes. Until I learned that there's like different
Different
versions.
spectrums.
Well,
Well,
same
yeah,
thing with with my friend Smith. He's a speed runner. He has Asperger's, and you know um he's he's a really cool guy, this and that, and I like hanging out with him, and he sort of made me, I guess, like open my eyes and respect in that kind of regard. I guess you could say that, oh, it's not like all like completely like at the bottom, right? Like there's different like
yeah, yeah.
versions that you can
That's
go with.
why there's a spectrum. That's why
Yeah,
there's a spectrum for that,
yeah, exactly.
and like certain like symptoms and stuff for that. But
Exactly.
I'll link you the autism stuff if you want me to,
All right,
like
yeah,
after
sure.
the podcast.
But
there is one thing it does to get the results. It costs like $2,
oh,
which
okay.
sucks, but it's worth it. It's only one payment.
Yeah, that's whatever. But what else? What else is something that we can go after? Yeah, I really should have made some questions. Also, I find it hilarious how they're just all the way out there.
Oh my god, why are they so far away?
They're just on the mountain all the way over there.
Just shoot a nuke at us.
Oh, you just see the AC-130 just going by.
Yeah. But
Um,
we can talk about mental mental issues like mental disorders.
I mean, yeah, that is definitely true. Well, one thing that me and you both absolutely hate: self-diagnosis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Well, the people who do it,
Yeah.
they like it.
Yeah. Well, because it gives them, some fuel for, in my in my opinion, it's just attention, you know?
Yeah, that's what it is all the time.
Yeah. It's just, it's sad that people do it so frequent. Like, it's
Yeah,
just,
like very often.
yeah, it's, I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way, especially because, like, well, I know people who have the certain things that people, like, always, like, push for. Well, like, for example, like, well, I'm not gonna name names just because if they don't want me to, but like an actual person with the actual DID, um,
Yeah, I
and
know someone with that.
yeah,
I know a few people.
and like just how much people try to like they like overly like overly push it, like they over exaggerate it to sort of like get their
Yeah,
point across.
that's what they all do.
Yeah, but when I actually talk with someone with actual DID, it's most of the time it's more mild.
Yeah.
And because like, well, I like my like before I met this person, like my mindset was like, oh, it's like overly exaggerated, like different people type of thing, until I actually met someone with DID, and it's a lot more tame, a lot more calm, and all that kind of stuff. So like that sort of like opened up my eyes a little bit.
Mhm.
And I get it. A lot of people just do it just so then they can feel unique, for them to get attention, this and that. But like
Yeah,
like,
but actually having the disorder that they're faking is not it's not fun.
yeah, exactly.
You may think it's all fun, rainbow and shit, but
Mm.
having like the disorder you are attempting to fake is not. No, you don't know what it's like. You're just going off of like what you saw and how they act.
Yeah, like, and also like he said, she said sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, we sort of like sat through this because we're both part of the VR sign community. People faking deafness, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
And pretending to know sign language when trying to
mm,
correct people
mm-hmm.
when the person they are trying to correct knows way more than
Yes, exactly. It's just like I don't see like the enjoyment. Like it's definitely like the attention seeking side. Like, oh yeah, let me look unique and like this and that. But like it's just I don't know. Like I just personally don't understand it. Like to a certain degree, do I sometimes enjoy like getting like some attention? Yes, but like I wouldn't go as far as to fake diagnosis, or fake just a disorder, or fake, like, well, being deaf, this and that.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I just never personally understood it, I guess you could say. But I mean, if like anyone does actually like do that and is like watching this podcast, like like trust me, it's
You're gay.
yes, but also there's like another thing that a lot of people don't realize. So you know the saying, "Fake it till you make it," right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's actually studies that say that if you fake, like this has actually happened to someone who faked having tics. Okay. So someone was faking having tics, until they actually start developing having tics.
Right. That's like that voice thing. If you like do a certain voice for long enough consistently, that will be your voice. That will
Yes.
start to become your voice.
Exactly. Because a lot of people don't realize the brain is, it could be simplistic, it could be complex as all hell. And, you know, a lot of people do not realize that whatever you tell yourself at least multiple times, most of the time it's going to happen until your brain believes it. And then once
Yeah.
you believe it, then your brain will be rewired to work around that.
Mhm.
And that shit's fucking scary to think about.
Yeah.
Like, if I want
Yeah.
to, like, fake having tics, I could develop my own tics.
That's crazy to think about. Like,
Yeah.
that's a thing that can happen.
It's fucking nuts. Like, so literally the saying, fake it till you make it, it's true. Like, for
It's a
some
thing
things.
for some things.
Yeah. Like, that is just crazy to me. You know what? Another question. So, who is, like, here? We'll split this into like a two-parter. First question: who is your absolute best friend in VR chat, and how much have they like impacted your life, either in VR or out of VR?
Ooh, okay. There's like 3 people that come to mind,
Okay.
and I'm looking at one dumbass right now. The other dumbass is MIA currently,
Mhm.
and the other one is the person I'm dating right now because I met them in 2019.
Okay.
But what was the other part of the question?
And how much have they impacted your life in and out of VR?
Well, y'all dumbasses helped a lot, like, with me. Like, I opened up to y'all, and y'all showed that y'all supported me in, like, pretty much everything I did. Like, the trans stuff, going through transition, and
Mm.
all the other stuff. So it really helped, like, me going forward with everything, and me wanting to continue it.
Right. And, well, because you also mentioned that even like coming out to your parents too, like, you know,
Yeah.
well, with me and like, you know, a few other people who like, you know, saying like, yo, it's fine. You know, you did say that it did kind of help you, give you that push to tell your parents.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, like, it helped a lot. Like, I opened up to pretty much you the most.
Mm.
But I've known you and Dustin basically since I started this. And, like, after that, I remember I opened up to you one time in, the Void Club in that room when I, like, first uploaded my model, like, my first model I uploaded.
Mm. And before that, it was in the get to know your friends world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was just me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had very personal talks in the most weirdest fucking places. Fucking Void
Yeah.
Club, get to know your friends world.
Yeah. What was it? Remember when we stayed in that the home box world for
Oh,
like
yeah.
9 hours?
Yeah.
Like just hanging out, just talking. Like that was fun.
Oh yeah, it was. Even though like majority of it, I was like playing. Well, I was in desktop, so
Yeah,
like I
you
really didn't
yeah,
give a fuck.
you could like
Well, I mean, like it's not like I need to like move or anything like that, and just like, fuck, I'll just play some Zelda, and like it's like a voice call, but in a video game.
yeah.
So like, because I mean, you know, well, what else is gonna cripple gonna do for 9 hours, right?
Yeah.
But
Fuba.
that also
Oh,
just shows that, you know, you don't need to be like doing all this like crazy fancy shit with your friends to have a good time. Like
yeah.
we're literally in a bubble with a mirror
Yeah. That's
hanging
it.
out.
Just doing nothing, just
Yeah.
talking.
Just talking for 8 to 9 hours, just in VR, just having a good time.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it was really fun.
Mm.
I kind of miss that.
Yeah, same.
You know, Dustin had to be homosexual and play this game for life
Mm.
and do nothing but drink in it.
Mm. Well, I mean, it sounds like he's getting a lot better, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't talked to him. I sent him an old clip. Remember when we're in the bowling alley with me, you,
Yes.
Gabby, and he hit his what did he hit? His CRV, his CRT.
Yeah, he hit his CRT TV, or he hit his Super Nintendo, one of the two.
Yeah, I have the clips. I found it again, and I sent it to him, and I said, "This clip is like 3 years old now." He's like, "Man, time really does fly by."
Yeah. Yeah, I remembered. Oh yeah, I was playing in desktop because I was too fucking lazy to get into VR.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went to the driving world because you were in the driving avatar.
Yeah, that's true.
But what about you?
Um, really only two people, well, 2 or 3 people that actually come to mind. So I don't really count Dustin or Decay because I met him before VR chat. So like he's
Yeah,
already like a really good friend of mine. Like he's definitely one of my top tier friends. I was
easy on me.
I was gonna say you, Dreamer, or Emily. So let me do like little bits and pieces. So I met Stella in 2018. Great pug. This is when I did not understand VR chat, and the only reason why I got into it was because my friend Decay and a group of friends that he met up with were playing it, and I was just like, okay, fuck it, I'll just go ahead and play it. I'm probably never gonna play it ever again. Well, look at us in 2023 now.
Yeah.
I got VR now.
And we're doing a podcast.
Yeah. Used to do classes and all that stuff for VR sign language and all this other shit. Well, because I just thought, oh, look, it's just a bunch of weeb losers in this game, yada yada yada. And somehow I'm still playing it.
No, look at you, bitch. Look at you.
Yeah, but I'm not. But I'm not. I'm not a weeb. Like I'm not that far yet.
Yeah, but you're close enough.
I guess I'm playing VR chat, but yeah. So I met this one in the Great Pug, and she was one of my very first friends that I ever actually met. It was me, you, and Jester back in the day.
Oh, and Cowgirl.
Yep, and Cowgirl.
I remember Cowgirl. I hope Jester and Cowgirl are doing good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did meet up with Jester like last year, somewhere around there, I think.
It's just somewhere last year.
Yeah. And I remember like I was like, yo, like this is like, we're all just like hanging out, having a good time. Like I remember like I was fresh meat. You guys were already like still relatively playing at the time, just having a great time. And when I first met this fucker, they were like completely mute and always in lolly avatars with like gun. That was their.
I always had a gun on me.
Yes, always had to point at Jester all the fucking time. And the one time, like, well, wait, are you comfortable if I tell the story on how I figured out your voice?
Do it.
Okay. So I always
so funny.
So I always thought, well, here, are you okay if I say like your old name, your old account?
Gumball?
Yeah.
No, I already said it, so yeah.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. So their old name was like Gumball, and like they were always like a girl, right? So I just assumed, okay, so this is like a girl, right? So
From all.
yeah, of a mall. Then I remembered I joined in off of her. Like I said, this was like 2018, 2019, give or take.
I still remember the world.
Yeah, so do I. And it was it was your girlfriend at the time, and like your girlfriend ran off, and like I came up to you, and you started stuttering, and then you're just like, hold on one second. You ran off to your girlfriend at the time, and I still remember my expression was like, wait, that's a dude.
like, you're a guy?
Yeah, pretty much. And that's when I learned about the 10 Commandments of VR chat. They, no matter what, no girls play this game, and unless
you're a guy until proven otherwise.
Yeah, you're a guy until proven otherwise. And how do you prove yourself? You can't.
Because even with voice, guys can do female voices.
Yep. So I don't know why like that's always been like definitely one of my favorite VR chat memories, in my opinion.
Yeah, one of mine too.
Mm. And because like I mean I have tons, but like like that's definitely in like my top three. Just like, oh yeah, I figured out that someone who I thought was like a girl. Well, I mean, you're technically a girl now because trans, but
Yeah.
back then when you were a guy and I thought you were a girl.
Hmm.
I don't know why. I always just thought it was like the most hilarious shit, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, for Dreamer, yeah, you guys have seen Dreamer at least a few times. Like not on the podcast, but like if you saw me stream VR Sign Language back in the day. Dreamer is well, they're a very good signer. And they're just like one of my best friends. I mean, well, we still even like joke around even to this day because some people have asked either asked or told, like, well, for the asking part was like, oh, are you guys like dating all the fucking time? Well, that's just because like we were like so close and like we always just hanged out and like talked all the time, right?
Yeah.
And I first started saying like, oh no, this and that, and then a lot more people started asking, so I just started simply saying like, yeah, we're dating. Except it kind of threw a lot of people off because everyone's just like, but you're ace, how does that work? I'm like, I don't know, man. We're just
go with
dating.
it. Just go with it.
Yeah, just go
They
with it.
might not know, but we are.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but nah, it's just because like I do have a lot of memories with them, and just like sighing, having a good time. Us, both being part of immersed, and just having like a great time, this and that. Always talking a lot back in the day, and they're always gonna be known as like my squish, aka what a squish is when two asexual people, they're not in love, but like they're very very close, so they're my squish. And
I almost said a bad word. So an F.
right. Another person would definitely be Emily, who is my friend who is deaf. We haven't really known each other for a very long time, but actually, talking, like hanging out, like I don't know, it just, you know, she was like sort of like my introduction to sort of do something with the sign community instead of just being a signer or like just being a student, like actually going to public worlds and like showing people like, hey, this is still a way for you to communicate. Because like this was before we had keyboards, so like VR sign language was still like a big thing. And
Yeah.
showing people VR sign language and that like, hey, people who are like mute, people who are hard of hearing, people who are deaf, like even if there's like no keyboards, no pens in the world, you can still do VR sign language. Of course, not everyone knows it, but it's still an opportunity. I got a lot of people who were at least relatively interested in learning VR sign language because of it. And that makes me feel great because I'm doing something to sort of like get other people like invested or interested in, because well, me and Emily, we would go to public worlds a lot, and they wanted to actually like be social and stuff, because like I always like ask that with like some of my mute friends and stuff. I'm like, don't you ever just get bored of talking with the same people every single day?
No.
And like some of them didn't, some of them did. So like sometimes I would like help, like just interpret a lot. And doing that was a lot of fun and was very very great. At least in my opinion. And with that, having that opportunity to sort of like in a way help the sign community and sort of like open up the doors just a little bit more was it was a lot of fun, and it was really 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 great, at least in my opinion. And something that I always enjoy, and I still talk about with Emily even like to this day. Like we even like talked about me going to go visit her and like just hanging out, having a good time, her like show me some in real life sign language and like a bunch of other things, because well, she was born deaf. So yeah. Sometime down the line I would definitely like to do that. Of course, like I still have like really 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 great friends, but I wouldn't categorize them as like best friends. The only one who I would categorize as like a best friend is Decay, but I don't really count him as a VR chat friend because I met him before VR chat. So
Me too.
well yeah, like you were like on top of my list.
Yeah.
So Oh,
Yeah.
a little bit of lag. I accidentally opened up
Uh,
my menu. Oh boy.
oh, press the button again.
Yeah,
Try to close it.
yeah. There we go. All right, we're good. We're good.
Okay. Like you and like I have some pretty like good memories with you and Dustin. Like I remember the time I met Dustin before you, and Dustin didn't even know that we met until I showed him the world that we met in.
Mm.
And then like all like the COD stuff we did.
Oh yeah, that's true too. Well, because it was just more simple. Well, because like we weren't like getting well, not like invested, but like just witnessing like a bunch of like VR. Like the reason why I want to do like other games, because just witnessing, well, for one, burnout, and two, witnessing all the VR chat drama with groups and all that kind of stuff. Like no joke, I think me and Dustin, we've been through so many different like gaming slash VR chat groups. It's not even
Mhm.
funny. Like no
Yeah.
fucking joke.
What I really want to do again with y'all is play Minecraft again, because I remember me and him laughed at our beds being randomly placed in our house for like 30 minutes.
Yes. Oh yeah, in that little like cave system that we just put
Yeah,
the fucking beds
in
in.
the little like box that I made our house.
Yes.
I
And remember
really
how
want to
much
do it
the
again.
server was lagging because it was a free fucking server, so it kept on lagging every
Yeah.
2
Well,
seconds.
too bad it's gonna happen again.
I mean, understandable, but
But yeah, we should do that again.
mm,
Like, cause that was really funny.
mm,
And I would love to do that again.
I agree. I agree. I don't know. It's just like we definitely have straight apart. Well, especially because like we're all kind of like doing our own things like in our own lives. Like Decay,
Yeah.
he has a girlfriend and he's kind of doing his own thing. You have work. I'm sick, but I'm trying to look for a job, going back to school and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. Like that's the one thing I fucking hate is that like we're not young anymore. Now we actually have
Yeah.
responsibilities. But then again, a lot of my friends who were like in their 30s said like, "Oh, that was like how it is like during the Xbox days or like PlayStation days. Wow, we're teenagers and we're playing all these games, but oh wait, look, I'm 18. I gotta start looking for a job. Oh hey, look, I bought a car. Hey, I'm engaged and like all this other stuff, right? And
Yeah.
just seeing how much just something like that can just change. I mean, I understand. You have to live life, and I get that, but like
Yeah.
sometimes. Well, it's kind of like what the saying says, like, always cherish the moments that you have because you don't know when they're going to be gone, you know?
Yep.
And I mean, that's always like sort of been like my fear because I mean, even now, since like I'm starting to be like more social and like, I decided to actually like check up on some of my old friends who I've not talked to in like years. And I'm seeing like, oh, wow, look, they're in college. Oh, hey, they got this high paying job. They have a family. They're married. I'm like, God fucking damn, you know?
Yeah.
Because well it made it worse because like I was in like a very bad like mental slump for years. I didn't know what the fuck to do with my life for the longest
Yeah.
time. And also this medical stuff definitely did not help my case either. But now since I'm better on like a better mindset and all that kind of stuff, now I still don't know what I want to do with my life, but I'm definitely in a better mental state where I actually have the drive to, well, maybe do some extra schooling, get a job, this and that. So,
Yeah.
but
Like I met you whenever I like just turned 16.
hmm yeah, that's true. Yeah, because well, I started hanging out with Dustin when I was 19, 20. I'm 25 now, and I'm just about to turn 26. So
Damn.
time goes by.
Yeah, very fast.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about, how long like we've known each other. Like you haven't been part of like every single group that I have been a part of, but like Dustin, like in a way, he's kind of like on a whole another level compared to you.
Mhm.
Mostly because
Yeah.
like we've shared so many groups and so many of them have crashed and fucking burned.
Mhm.
And somehow,
Right.
some way, we're still fucking best friends. Like I never thought he would actually be part of the VR sign community, but then that's when we met Gabby and Caleb, and
Um,
then the Piss Baby Click became a thing, and all the
now
other
that's
stuff.
dead.
Yeah, now that's that too. Like I don't know. It's just kind of crazy to think about how long I've known Dustin and well, how long I've known you. Because I mean, even when I stopped playing VR chat, like that's the one thing I hate about VR chat. Because a lot of VR chat players just only want to play VR chat, and that's always what bugged me, you know.
Yeah.
And like, some of us, anyways, in like different groups, were like, oh, let's go ahead and do something else. And they're like, oh, well, I'm bored after like 15 minutes. And they're like, oh, let's go play VR chat. I'm like, dude, we've been playing VR chat every fucking day for hours. Can we do something else?
Yeah, like that's why I'm like always down to like I don't know, like zombies? Sure.
Yeah, zombies, ready or not,
Like
fucking Garfield cart.
we're Garfield like world record run?
Yeah.
like I want to play different games too. Like that's why I've been playing a bunch of different games. Like I don't know. Like I'm an alone person, so I'm not really. I don't really play games with people.
Mm.
Like I play a bunch of single player games, like Assetto Corsa, Forza, like Ride 4. Like if I play COD, it's in a private match by myself.
Mm.
Like ooh. Like I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
I like doing like the single player stuff, but like I don't know, just sometimes when it's like 2, 3 a.m., you're all sitting in a call, just don't know what the fuck to do, and like all of you guys are free, no work, no school. You're just like, all right, fuck it,
Stop.
let's do something, you know?
Yeah, like let's do like I don't know. Let's play a game we never played before. Like let's I don't know. Let's play this game for however long we can.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
let's do this challenge.
well, it's kind of like with I remember in Gabby's group. I remember it was like late at night. We are all just chilling out. It was me, Dustin, Gabby, of course, Caleb, Koo, and we all just said, all right, who has the program? I'm trying to remember what the program is called. You use it for like screen sharing, but you can control other people's like computer. And
Team viewer.
no. It's specifically built for like gamers. I'm trying to remember what the fuck it's called. It's for like local multiplayer games. You could play local multiplayer games, but online. But I forget what it's called. But I remember I had it downloaded a
Yeah.
long time ago. And Gabby was like, all right, everyone, get this program. And everyone was like, okay, everyone gets the program. Okay, everyone connect to my PC. All right, we all connect to their PC. Does anyone have a controller? Yep. All right, we're playing Pummel Party, and it's like fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. So we're just having so much fun with like Pummel Party. I'm like, yo, this is actually like really, really, really fun.
Yeah.
Like I
We
don't know.
should do that again if we can. Like try to get like a few people because Caleb's coming back soon in like 10 something days
Yeah.
because it's summer for him.
Right.
Gabby, I have no idea what's Gabby doing, but
Well, currently right now she is streaming and actually using her voice, and she's a VTuber. So
yeah. Well, I would like to try to get like them and like I don't know. You can play like Gartic phone.
yeah, like I would
Or-
like that's why I'm glad that I haven't witnessed like Discord in a while, but I see that they added like Gartic phone, like all these other games to play like in voice chats. I'm
Mhm.
like, yo, that is fucking tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really cool and
Well,
before I would like sometimes go to bed like for work, I would
mm,
see Caleb and Gabby in her server, and she would be like streaming some like random show with like Caleb, and they'll be just making fun of it, and
yeah,
I'll join and we like talk and like roast the show and
right.
yeah, I don't know. I want to try to get them like at least like a night or two.
Yeah. Well, especially because
Play like
we're all kind of like doing our own thing. Again, like Gabby's actually like getting her life together. Caleb, college, 2K, school, work, all that kind of stuff. You work, me trying to get better.
yeah. We have responsibilities and
Yeah.
such bullshit.
And AML decided to. I think they actually took my cup.
Did they? Oh, it's right there.
So I think. Wait, does it have like unlimited distance? I think they actually grabbed my cup.
There you go.
Oh, that is funny. That is just funny. Oh, whoops. There we go. But yeah.
Holy. Okay. No.
Okay. I just got very, very, very confused. Let's see. What's Okay, here. This is a really good one. So now we're to get into the hard hitting shit.
All right, hold on. Let me face you.
All right.
All right, let's go.
What is the most darkest time of your life, and how did you personally overcome it?
I don't. I don't think I've ever had a darkest time. Like in all honesty,
Really?
surprisingly, yeah. I don't think I've ever had a darkest time.
Like someone in the family passing, bad breakup, and along those
Oh,
lines?
yeah, but to me, it wasn't that bad.
Mm-hmm. All
Like,
right.
yeah, I haven't really had like a darkest time, like ever, pretty much.
All right. Fair enough. What would be my case? I have two different cases, but one main one would definitely be like my. Well, actually, no, I would have three. So I'll name two of the three because the last one, it's more. I'd rather people not know, I guess you could say.
That's fair.
So first one is definitely when my mom passed. She passed away when I was 14, just about to start high school, and that was fucking rough. Mostly because just how do I explain it? Um, well, that's when like a lot of people's like true colors came out, and I realized, what was it? My fancy brain, as a kid, oh, everything's like okay, this and that. There's nothing that can hurt me. That's
Hmm.
when people's real colors kind of showed, and I had to sort of be more mature, I guess you could say. Couldn't enjoy my teenage years either, and that really sucked. But it was just more or less just like accepting the fact type of deal. Um,
Hmm.
was that was like the most troubling part. Um, but I mean, I managed to bounce back. But now, like, whenever I hear like someone say like, "Oh, my guardian passed away," or my parent or parents passed away, I can sort of like sympathize with them and like understand because well, I went through that,
Yeah.
and you know a lot of crying nights, this and that. Me trying to fake being strong, especially as a 14-year-old, was it was difficult, especially because I was very close to my mother, anyways.
Yeah.
Um, and I think what makes it worse is because like now thinking like in a past sort of way, my mother was talking to me a lot more about life before she passed. I think she knew, it was bound to happen. And
Yeah.
I didn't really put two and two. Well, remember, fucking fabricated child, you know. So
Yeah.
I think that was it. And like, in a way, I kind of like thank her for that, to like, because, well, I was starting to get to that age, right? Like, of like 14, of like, oh, maybe you choose, like, you might have a choice on like what you want to do with your life. And, she was asking me that. Um, so having like that opportunity, at least in my opinion, was like amazing. And I'm kind of glad that we did talk about that, before she left. But I
Hmm.
think in a way, like for me to bounce back, it was more or less just accepting, like as of that point, like, hey, people are going to die, and that's why you should sort of not like not be scared of death, but like embrace the time that you have with others because you do not
Yeah.
know that the last time you're going to hear their voice, the last time you're going to answer that phone call, last time you're going to play a video game with them, like a bunch of other stuff. And, that's why I always try to like warn people about that. It's not all sunshines and rainbows, but, whatever you make of life is how it's going to be presented. Yeah, there's going to be things that are going to be tossed in your face and stuff, but, with enough like push and, confidence, especially in this day and age, is how you're going to get through things. And I mean, well, that kind of leads into the other thing that was at my darkest time was during my medical stuff. Me not having answers for 2 years and seeing my body and feeling my body getting worse and worse every single day, and me suffering and suffering and suffering. I couldn't do anything about it till you know and me also like having a fear of like going to doctors and this and that, because like them just explain over and over like, oh, you're fine, right? Like
You're not
for a quick moment, I actually thought like, yo, I'm going crazy. Like, is there actually like something not wrong with me?
no,
And
this is all just a mental thing that's going on.
mm, yeah, and like that's what I was like really, really, really worried about. Um, until until the doctor pretty much like, I don't know why this smarted me up out of all things, but like until the doctor said like, yeah, if you keep on going like this, you're gonna have maybe a month, luckily maybe 2, and if you continue, you're going to die. And
Oh.
that's just I don't know why, but that like set me straight. Like it was very, very weird, because like during this entire time for 2 years, I kind of got into the mindset of like, if I die, I die. Like, who gives a fuck type of
No,
thing.
we made a deal. We meet before you pass away.
I know. And like, I don't know. It's just like I was just like thinking for the longest time, like who really cares? Like, or maybe I should like take myself out, before this gets like too bad. And like that was like going through my mind a lot for the 2 years. But now, anyways, mentality is definitely a lot better. I still don't have answers, but it's not bugging me as much as it did, because like I'm definitely more of a person that I need to have answers. You know, a lot of people may say it's like an anxiety thing. Partially, yeah, I would say so, but also partially it's just analytical thinking.
Yeah.
And me not having answers for 2 years, it just bugged me. And like, does it still bug me now? Yes, but it's not. It's not as bad. I'm not like going back down to 115 pounds, 6 foot, with a BMI of 16. It's not that far down.
Yeah. At least you're 150.
Mm,
You look good now.
mm-hmm. Of
You
course,
don't look like
I
Skinwalker.
yeah, true. I mean, I literally looked like a fucking re-dead, so
Mm-hmm.
from fucking Zelda. Um, like it was definitely just more of just a mental thing, because I also thought I was just going fucking nuts. Like, is there actually nothing wrong with me? Yeah, I still don't.
Yeah.
I still don't have
That could happen
answers.
with some things.
Yeah, and like I still, like I said, still don't have answers, and I'm not gonna get answers until a few things need to be corrected. And until then, I'm just walking through life, basically. Like trying to do as much as I can. Yeah, I still get my dizzy spells. Yeah, I'm still in pain sometimes, but it's not as severe, and I kind of know what's going to cause pain in certain situations. And even still, then I still do those things to sort of like try to accustom my body to it.
Yeah.
Because maybe, just maybe it is nothing, and maybe it's just like something that is so minuscule and so minor that it wouldn't like show up on like certain tests or something along that lines. Of course, I don't know until maybe I do some more extensive testing, right?
You should.
Yeah, but the problem is I do need to wait. There's a big waiting game. But currently right now I'm definitely doing a lot better. Mentality, I have my amazing days and I have my shit days, and I got my mediocre days. But at least I'm not in like the so far down the dumps that like my mindset was I do not care if I die. You know. Um.
I mean, I do.
I mean, I know you do. Well,
You made that deal, and if you break that deal, I'm gonna be very upset at you. I'm gonna grave rob you.
but one thing that sort of like opened up for me, and I'm still going to, well, I'm personally going to cherish this probably for a very long time. The day that I joined VR chat again, which was back in April, this is when I started getting my weight back. I was doing a little bit better. I stayed away from my computer. I stayed away from social media. The only thing I really had was Snapchat, and I only added specific people. This and that. And as soon as I joined VR chat, 8 people joined in on me, and like saying like how much they were worried, how much they care, this and that. 2 of them were crying because like they were extremely worried. Especially from all the messages that I was telling specific people in certain groups to tell the entire group, so that I'm not messaging like 20 million people. It sort of like opened up my eyes because, like I said, I've been like this emotionless robot for a very long time due to many different things, stuff that I rather not talk on the podcast. But just seeing, because like everyone, a lot of people do say like, "Wow, you do care about me, and I care about you," and you know all this other stuff. And I would just like say like, "Oh, okay, cool, whatever." I never really cared about it. But just seeing it at my lowest end and seeing how many people joined me, and then being so worried, it was like an eye opener. You know, like I didn't know I had that much of an impact on people, and seeing it, I will admit, it brought a tear to my eye because I didn't know I, meant that much to a lot of different people. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I care about you a lot. Like a fuck ton.
I don't know. It's just, I think it's just because like having my friend group sort of like walk out on me, it's kind of like hard to like believe. But now like actually seeing it, I'm starting to believe it more.
VR chat people are the most ugliest, but they're also the most caring, in my opinion.
I can respect that.
Like a lot of them are caring, like really caring.
Well, especially now because I see it as like I'm like a big brother / father figure to a lot of people as well.
Yeah, give me a second. You can keep talking.
Yeah, that's fine. So,
Keep talking.
Okay. But yeah, just with that, just seeing it definitely made me feel like a lot better and like more appreciative, and just seeing how much of an impact I guess I had on people. Like I didn't know it was like that much.
I'm sorry.
I was like slowly looking at them.
I'm sorry.
All right, if you guys need some context, like I said, someone is over there, and they were like having their head down and stuff, and they
Come here, I'm sorry. Come here. Come here. I'm sorry, AML. Come here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh. Come here. I'm sorry. No, not my cup. Wow. I got stolen from.
I mean, you did just shoot a fucking child.
Look. Wow. Hey.
Hey, it landed up perfectly. Let's go.
Can I? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come here. Come here. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. I'll give you a hug. There you go. I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
I really wish that was on camera. They signed to help me.
I wish I had face tracking because I looked at you and said, it will. Okay, but continue what you were saying.
Oh.
Would you?
But yeah.
Oh, they still took my cup.
But yeah. Besides all that, I don't know, just definitely a lot better. It's just finding the right mindset. That's the difficult part, especially like if you're already like down on yourself. especially if you're down yourself for a very long time, it really, 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 really puts impact on you. And that's something that I'm trying to like teach others and sort of explain to others. Of course, a lot of people don't want to listen, but you sort of have to find. Well, number one, you have to sort of find your own. You sort of have to find like your own way of happiness, because nothing in this world is going to force you to make yourself happy. You have to do that push and do that drive to get to where you want to go, and there's nothing holding you back. A lot of people just simply assume that is the case, but it's not the case. But that is like one of my tips, for everyone who is watching this, that oh, apparently there's a toggle for plushies over there.
Oh, cool.
Take the cup. Yeah, to be honest, I should have probably wrote down like some questions, if I'm gonna be 100% honest.
I mean, we can for next time.
Yeah.
Whenever that's gonna be.
Until the next Christmas episode of Christmas of 2023.
Yeah, that's when the next episode we're gonna do.
Yep, Christmas of 2023. We'll be here. You know what? We'll go back to the exact same world, the 2022 world. If people question why does it say 2022, we're going back in time.
Yep. We're actually time travelers.
Yes, exactly.
I just realized it has been over an hour already.
Yep.
Damn.
I mean, sometimes, dude, we could, like, honestly, if we didn't, like, pay attention to the time and we just, like, went off the cuff type of thing, we could probably talk for, like, 2-3 hours about just random shit.
We should do that next time. We should do that next time.
Another off the cuff episode?
Yep. Oh my god.
Oh.
There's things. Is that a roach? It's a roach.
Yeah, it's a roach.
Oh, is it blurry on camera?
No, not really.
Okay. I'll just put this right here.
There you go.
Do you want to continue? Or do you want to cut it off?
I mean, we could just like cut it right here. Now, if you guys must know, will we continue weekly episodes? Probably not. But
try to.
Try to. Because even though I'm not like full 100% medically, I still want to work on, well, me, getting a job, schooling, all that kind of stuff. They have work and shit. So it might just be spontaneous episodes where we just say fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, why not? You know? But even though we did... Actually, I'm not going to complain about it, because then you're just going to tell me to shut the fuck up, so I'm not going to complain about it.
Is it when you say that we just talked about random stuff?
No, not the gun, not the gun, not the gun, not the gun, not the gun.
Yes, the fucking gun.
Not
yes,
the gun.
The goddamn gun. Yes, the goddamn gun.
Please, no gun. Ah!
It's a podcast. You know what they do in podcasts? You know what they do in podcasts?
But we're not in a pod racer. My name is Krevzz.
I'm Stella.
And this has been the Stella and Krevzz podcast. Once again,
download this hoe on Spotify. And what do you do on YouTube again? Subscribe on YouTube to the thing. Roach.
All right. Well, thank you very much, guys. And Hopefully you guys enjoy yourselves and have a wonderful day.